DiVinica time. Oh my God, I can't believe we are finally here. We are back on DiVinica and I am so excited. So I need to paint this page. So this is there's a sequence of 3 pages that are all taking you through the goddesses that DiVinica has already featured. And, you know, without me giving away too much of the story, which, by the way, is written by JP Roth. It is amazing. I'm so excited to be working with her on this project. I am the interior artist, and yes, we are going to paint DiVinica. It's happening, my friends. I'm so excited. Devin, hello. Welcome to the stream. So much love to you. I'll show you the page that is before this one, which is still on my board because, so here's the other page. These, DiVinica is painted traditionally with mixed media, and I am working on this is the one about the goddess Aphrodite, and this is the one about the goddess Nokomis. Now, the sky color from the goddess Nokomis page is going to start seeping into this page, which is the page right before it. So even though everything Aphrodite related is already done, the Nokomis part that's here is not done because whatever colors I put in the sky, I'm going to start putting them into her dress here. So that is, I'm pretty much waiting to finish this page for this page. So today we're going to get going on it. I can't wait. I am so excited, and a huge shout out and thank you to all of you who came by to the live stream that I just finished with Coffin Comics. So I had an interview with Coffin Comics. You can find it on the Coffin Comics YouTube channel. And thank you all so much for joining. I'm so grateful to all of you for showing your support and showing up like that. You're the best. I can't thank you enough. And I look forward to getting back to the DiVinica pages. Hello, Keeman, Ali, Philip, Jeff, Mark. Welcome you all. Thank you so much for joining today. Scott Phillips, Sworn, yes. Thank you for joining in today. So, I have been working fully digitally for the last bit because I've been doing the digital colors for Eric Basaldua's Mojo cover. So I did the pencils. So I was the penciler and the colorist on that one. And I've been working on the digital colors for a minute. So now I'm switching horses midday, which I find a little bit challenging. I have a hard time jumping from cover work to interior work, and then from digital colors on a cover to traditional colors on interiors. So, you know, it's a little bit of a mind shift for me. So hopefully I'm not going to fuck anything up. But I look forward to hanging out with you guys and working on these here. So this is the page that I'm working on today. And each page is featuring the goddess and talking about, you know, all the different things. I'm trying not to ruin the story for you guys because there actually are some elements to the story that JP Roth is introducing in issue 6 that have not been covered yet, are all new, big surprises, and I don't want to destroy the whole thing during my live streams. I'm so happy that I get to live stream with you and show you the process and, you know, what goes into a comic book and what goes into page creation and the thought process and the struggles, which are many and are real. But at the same time, you know, the story itself is really amazing. You can't hear? Can anyone else hear? Sorry about that, Michael. Maybe my mic wasn't very close to me. You guys can hear me. Okay. Sorry. All right. So, this one is the goddess Aphrodite. And then this one is the goddess Nokomis. She is a First Nation / Native American goddess. And she is the moon goddess. So even though it looks like she's fully nude here, she is going to be glowing like the moon. So it will be a white silhouette on a night sky. So I know I told some of you guys this when I was drawing this page with you, but I'll still explain it again for the new people who are just joining in or who haven't been following these particular pages. Each one of the pages has the starting panel is basically their hair dripping down to the goddess's face. That was JP Roth's idea. I love it so much. So this one, again, Nokomis has her long white hair, and then there's the Nokomis goddess here. This is her again, and then again the candle, like here. Summer, hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for your email. And so this one is ready for paint. She is going to be up against a starlit sky, and her hair here is going to go from, like here I made it kind of wispy like, and then it goes more into solid state as it gets closer to her head. I'm going to do the same here, and it's going to be, the wispy part is going to be stars slowly accumulating, and it's going to look almost like stars are funneling down into the solid state part of her hair around her head, which is glowing white. So this page is pretty much going to be created out of the use of white. And that is a challenge all in itself, but I'm here for it. I'm excited, and I definitely think this may be the page, me and my grand proclamations, but this is going to be the page that if there was a time for me to actually get off my ass, stop being a chicken, and learn how to use my airbrush, this is the page to do it. So I'm going to hopefully, before the end of this page, learn airbrush, learn how to use it, plug in the compressor, not be scared, and do some of the final glows with airbrush. I already bought all the airbrush tools. I'm just too chicken shit to try it. So we'll do that too. Oh, thank you, Summer. Yannick, hello. Yes, what the fan art. Hello. Yes, exactly, Devin. I'm so excited about it. So here is Nokomis's face. And then down here at the bottom, it's a little bit hard to see because I did it in pencil, but I don't know if you can see, there is slightly more white in places. What I did is for the bird right here, which again you can barely see, I really lightened my lines. But do you see that slight hint of white on the paper? That's my Caran d'Ache wax-based colored pencils. And I masked out certain areas in white colored pencil because when I go and put dark blue paint on this whole page, I want these things to have a soft glow to them. So that's why I've got that stuff there. I'll of course paint more on top. Yeah, it does kind of look like a watermark on the paper. Yes, this is a duplicate in format, what the fan art. So I'm doing 3 pages like this. I have one more right here, which I'll show you guys. Just getting it from my portfolio. Here we go. This is the 3rd page in this sequence. And this one is of the goddess Isis. And then at the end here, it's DiVinica herself. And so instead of it being a candle blown out like here, and a candle blown out over here, in this one, DiVinica is not holding the candle. She's holding one of the elements. So this page leads into the next pages in the DiVinica series and in the comic book itself. But look at how many butts I drew. Remember when we worked on the millions of butts? They're all kneeling down in front of Ra right there. And so many butts. And they're all in their own perspective line because they're all kneeling, but they are going, you know, we would see a different angle of the character or the person as they're kneeling. So I had to draw each one separately. These are not digitally manipulated. They are not duplicated. They were hand fucking drawn. And my butt hurt. I really was when I was working on it summer. Oh, thank you, Robin. The red, thank you so much. All right, yes. So DiVinica is a mixture of multiple pantheons. There are more pantheons coming in DiVinica. These are just, you know, we are introducing the first 4 that we have already brought in and explaining how they thoroughly tie into DiVinica, what is going on, and then in issue 7 we are going to go to a whole new pantheon, and the next one on our list is, for now, JP Roth is still working on the novel, so some elements and time, you know, where they are in sequence may change, but the plan right now is the next pantheon or the next goddess we are going to go see is Kali. So she's going to be really fun to draw. I'm super excited about that too. But first, I need to get through issue 6 before I can start moseying along into issue 7. Juan, hello! So many butts, Yannick. So because I'm zoomed out a little bit more so you guys can see the full page, we're not going to be as close up because I'm going to be painting the whole background today of this page here. And this one, because of the way that the goddess Isis's hair is, I didn't think it would work very well with the long drip flow situation. So in this one, it's going to be, think like sandstone style walls, like, you know, an Egyptian pyramid. And then what's going to be the drip is a big slash of red that's going down into the sunstone that is in between these 2 horns on her head. So it's just going to be a big slash of red, and it works with the script, and it's so fun. So I can't wait. Oh, did MoveOut ignore you? I'm so sorry. All right, I missed what Juan said. Let me look. Juan, I don't think I have the stomach to read another angry email about how disappointed you are at me. Juan, I have never sent you an angry email about disappointment. Lies! I'm being accused of shit I had no part in. Juan, Mojo, the Morgana cover is complete. I am done. I submitted it all this afternoon. I am so happy. I think Ebas is pleased. I did not disappoint my mentor as far as I'm aware, unless he's lying to me. And JP Roth is sparing my feelings and not telling me either. But, you know, I trust them to tell me when something didn't work out very well. So hopefully we're good. It's been since October 28th. Devin, you're amazing. You knew the day. I apologize that it's been so long. Right now, the script is being reworked again, so there are some changes. And the reason why it's being reworked again is because JP Roth and I want it to be perfect. And, you know, we do know that a bunch of you are waiting, and we can't thank you enough for caring. And that is the greatest gift that you can give to an author and an artist, that you give a shit. And so thank you for your gifts of shit. I'm laughing at myself and my own nonsense, but you know, you get the drift. I'm trying to be loving because I feel loving towards you for caring and for knowing when the last day was that I worked on interior pages. Oh my God. Baron, hello. It is multiple covers, Baron. Prepare yourself and your wallet, I think. And so I need to get going on this one. And again, I'm so grateful to all of you. Thank you for caring. JP Roth and I are working super hard to try to make sure that this book is not only clear to us, but it's clear to you, and that you follow the story. And we are reading other comics and mangas and all the things that we can do to really learn and get this right for you guys. And we hope when all is said and done that you love it. Steve, hello. Oh, thank you, Giddy-san. You are amazing, and I so appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so I'm just taping it down onto my pants initially so that it's not too sticky. Though thankfully this tape that I use seems to be pretty good about not tearing my paper, which I'm super grateful for. I am, Tony. I'm haunting you. All right. So I taped my paper down, and I'm sorry, you guys, that you're going to have to sit with me with masking and taping and all those things that need to be done, but it is what it is. Yes, that's true, Allie. You're right. We are definitely doing our very best. And, you know, we want you guys to love it. We want you to feel a connection to DiVinica, and I think after this issue you will. And that's so exciting. Oh no, Philip got timed out in chat. Sorry, Philip. So this tape has to withstand a lot of water and a lot of soaking and just a lot of paint and everything. So, you know, I really try to tape this stuff down pretty good. One of my favorite authors is Sherilyn McQueen, and for some time it seemed that her books will never continue. Aww. And tape up here. It's true what the fan art. But that really depends what I'm asked to draw, you know? Kitty Grace, hello! Welcome to the stream. Rob! How's it going? How's Mary? How are you? All right. So I'm gonna turn down the lights a little tiny bit. They were a little aggressive. Okay, so what needs to happen first, and I apologize for this to all of you sincerely with much love and sorries. I need to mask out Nokomis, and I need to mask out part of her hair here because the whole background is going to be painted in dark blue paint. So I can't afford to have dark blue in places that are supposed to be glowing and white and moonlit. And so I need to get this done correctly. Oh, Kid Meter, thank you so much for watching the interview and welcome to the live stream. Well, live stream number 2. There is a catch to that, though, what the fan art. Because most of the covers, when I'm asked to draw a cover, I'm expected to do a risque / topless version, or in Lady Death's case, a sheer top version. And I can't exactly do that on a booty shot. So it would have to be a specifically requested change from the norm. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate your understanding on the masking. So I used to use my masking film that I would cut, and that stuff is great, but I have found that this stuff is a little bit more effective. Whenever I start using my other masking film that you cut with an X-Acto blade and it's like a clear piece of plastic, the paint gets under it and gets all over the art. And then I'm having to like cover up, you know, mistakes, covering up blue background, dark tones on skin. With Moon Daughter, which was one of the paintings I did of Nokomis last year, she ended up with a giant blue mustache that I had to try to cover, and then I have to bring in opaque paints to cover the mistakes and the bleed throughs, and it's just such a mess. So I'm really leaning further and further into my masking liquid. Yes, that's true, Steve. Very true. Artists take a lot of shit for doing that pose, so I'm a little bit cautious with that one. Oh, yay, Joseph McKenzie. That is so awesome. Thank you. So whenever I'm not on the phone these days, I've been watching just on the side while I work, because again, I don't have to watch it. I have it playing on the side is Kitchen Nightmares on YouTube. Man, the drama's fun. Nathan, hello. Who are some of my influences? They are Eric Basaldua, J. Scott Campbell, Joe Benitez, Mark Silvestri. Those are definitely the main ones. And they are all such amazing influences and fantastic people. So I'm very, very, very honored that some of them have given me little art classes and have mentored me here and there, and it's so awesome. So I'm not fully filling in with the masking film. I'm just painting mostly around the edges. So I am going to have to, you know, use a measure of caution when I do the painting to not get the paint literally everywhere. And then I have a eraser tool that's specifically for removing this this masking film. But you know what? I actually may have to fill all of it here, because I realized I need to paint the stars too. And that will require a considerable more masking and a lot of splatter. But maybe I'll fill that in if I deem it necessary later. So I'm gonna turn this so you guys can see. All the like shiny bits are the places that have masks. So You know, I only masked along the edges of her shoulders. Oh, interesting. Mike Turner, yes, he was an influence for sure. But mostly just all of the artists from Top Cow, which, you know, Mike Turner was. And then, you know, Eric Basaldua, Joe Benitez, they all worked at Top Cow under Mark Silvestri for many years. So, you know, they all have their own take on that Top Cow style. But yes, I would say I'm very influenced by the Top Cow artists. Tanis, hello, long time no see. How's it going? This one, because she's so narrow in this spot and because it's important that she is fully white, I am going to fill it in completely. And, you know, next time maybe I'll buy the blue masking film. They do sell a blue one. I'm scared. I don't want to buy a masking film, and if I leave it on too long, I don't want it to start to permeate the paper and make it not white, especially in places where I need it to be super white, like here. Usually working when you're on. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they have a light blue one. That's right, Allie. I honestly didn't notice that they had that until this last time I was at the art store on Tuesday. I saw that they do have a Schminke brand light blue one. So, you know, maybe I'll get that next time. Your work is so fun to watch. Thank you, Joseph. Do you ever get blocked or bummed out or where it's hard to do what you clearly love? Absolutely. I definitely have times where you know, I lose focus on the overall goal and I get too all up in my own head as far as like feeling that it's not good enough, feeling that, you know, I'm never going to get where I want to be, never going to be good enough. Yes, I struggle with all of that stuff. And as far as artist block, I wouldn't say that I experience that and I imagine the traditional sense of it, because I'm not really just an artist. I'm an illustrator. And so for that, I'm assigned what I need to draw. And there are deadlines involved. So it's a little different as opposed to, you know, being able to draw whatever I want, for instance, and not being able to think of anything. That's a little bit different, I'd say. So I don't experience that very much, but artistic discouragement, depression with my work, hell yeah, a lot. Yes, anime distractions are a whole thing. And right now, I watched the first 2 seasons, which is all they have, I believe, of Yona of the Dawn, and now I'm reading the manga. And I read a few chapters before bed every night, and I freaking love it. All right. Here you guys can see sort of where I'm at with it. So she's getting there. Which manga I'm reading? Right now I'm reading Yona of the Dawn. And I'm also reading Tokyo Revengers. So I'm all caught up on I think however many seasons came out in the anime. So I watched all of those, and now I'm reading Tokyo Revengers, and my daughter is recommending that I read Spy Family. I have not started on that one. And then I was also reading Horimiya, but right now I am just like keeping up to date with Tokyo Revengers, and then just, power reading Yona of the Dawn. What's your first comic that got your attention and why? Excellent questions, Joseph. I grew up overseas, so I didn't actually see English comic books. And, I must have been living under a rock. Also, I'm not young, so there was no internet when I was a teen. So I didn't really know comic books were a thing until I was 19. And the first comic book that I really hooked onto and adored was Gen 13 with J. Scott Campbell's art. And that was it for me. So then, I started really going to local comic book stores and reading and getting comics and collecting. And not as avid a collector as many of you are. I can't claim to be that. But, I would buy them to just, die over the artwork. So, Gen 13, then Danger Girl, Witchblade, and, those were my big influences. I was surprised, Philip. I really was. I had no idea. You were reading my email about how disappointed she is. Tanis and Rob, Juan is just saying many lies right now. Do not listen to all of this nonsense. I have sent him no such email. How did I survive? Yeah, right? So that was last year. You're so sweet, Juan. No, it was not last year. You guys are so sweet. I am turning 44 years old next month. That's intense. Oh, Summer. You're so sweet. Tanis, you're so sweet. Clark, hello. Thank you so much for showing up, Joseph. Thank you for the fantastic questions. It's great to have you, and you're always welcome to join on the live streams. I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at this time. 5 to 8 p.m. Mountain Time is when I'm live. You're 41 next month? Youngster. Am I getting gifts at Swornfest? I don't plan to get any gifts. And if they are gift related, they better be cheap. 45 in April. Are you an Aries as well, Tanis? 45 in 6 days. Happy early birthday, the Hushie. And welcome to the live stream. You're staying 13 mentally forever. Excellent goals, Rob. I've stopped aging. I am now counting wisdom years. Brilliant. Brilliant, Devin. 31 in 5 days. Happy early birthday to you too, Keeman. Nathan, 40 in April for you. You are so young, Nathan. Creeping up on 60. Not an old man, Clark. You're awesome. All right, so I just need to get her hair painted in. We are nearing the end of this. And, you know, I gotta be honest, I'm pretty nervous about filling this entire page with paint. There's something moderately intimidating to that for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm being a chicken. I'm afraid. I've had this page, you know, in the works. And, you know, JP Roth kind of told me her idea for these pages a year ago. So I've been mentally planning this page for a year. And, you know, I think I've kind of blown it out of proportion in my head a little bit. And I'm really scared to just start sticking paint on here. So much love to you back. Back to you. I can't speak English, Clark. I should be fired from live streaming, but what I'm trying to say is much love to you too. Oh, Summer, you should really love that. I hope you can learn to love it because, my God, that's amazing. And Summer, I'm sorry that I put you in that position where I made you destroy a book. That I can see that it pained you, and you're so kind that it pained you. But thank you for doing that. Keeping the limited numbers to the correct amount is extremely important, so you're awesome. Thank you. Dinner for the kiddos. Have a good night, Nathan. Thank you again for stopping in to say hi. It's too cold to speak. Yeah, a little bit. Your daughter is lucky, Rob. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Shoot, I went over the line a little bit. All right, last thing to do is to paint just a little outline around the candle so that the candle itself doesn't end up with a bunch of dark blue. And you know what? I'm filling in her face. I'm too afraid. I don't want to. I don't want to get paint on her face. That would just suck. It happened to me in my last Nokomis painting, and I don't want to have it happen to me again. So I'm hoping that my bird here, that my little plan for doing the wax-based colored pencil on the water ripples and the and the smoky bird actually works and I don't fucking lose all my lines. That would really be a bummer. This one I erase off. Okay, the Hushy. Sorry, I just saw your question. All right, here is what I'm using. It is Liquid Frisket. It's by Schminke. I've bought a couple brands. This one is my favorite one. And I bought this eraser thing that it's really rough. It's pretty much just a rough piece of rubber, and I can rub this stuff off at the end. I hit 600! 600 F-bombs! Yes, so this is drying, and it's going to keep the paint from seeping into those parts of the paper. So I'm protecting it all because the entire background is going to be a dark, starry night sky. I need to, oh yeah, the kilted Viking. Thank you. All right, I need to go wash this. It is sticky, latexy, something or other, and I need to go rinse this off. Kitty, my husband Dan put a counter in my MooBot. It's like a streaming software that you can kind of give it commands and stuff, and it's been keeping count. So I just hit 600. Oh, sorry, the Hushy. Okay, I do have a suggestion for you, so just give me a moment. I will, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go rinse my brush, and then I have an answer for you, the Hushy. It's not in Toronto, but my Calgary-based art store where I buy that, I think it's like $6, will ship to you. So 1 second. Okay, I'm back. All right. So, the Hushy. The best art store I have personally seen with my own eyes is in all of North America. So I travel a lot to conventions, so I will go to art stores all over the place. My personal best that I have ever been to is called Kensington Art Supply. And they are here in Calgary, so I feel extremely fortunate that they're here. But it is a Canadian-based store, and they do ship. And so you can go to kensingtonartsupply.ca, I think. Retro Detox, D-Dog, welcome to the stream. So let me get them. Kensington Art Supply. All right, here we go. I can get you their website. And you can also call the store and they'll mail to you. Because they don't necessarily have everything on their website. I'm not entirely sure. But they have, like, if you go to Google, you can actually go through the store and you can see all the shelves and stuff. They're fabulous. So I'm going to put this in Twitch. Yeah. So there's the link, the Hushy. I don't get any kind of sponsorship or promotion. I'm not trying to sell you anything. They are just the most amazing art store. And I know the owner, her name is Annette, and she is just such a wonderful person and really cares about the arts, cares about artists. And, you know, if they have it, they'll definitely ship it out to you. And they're you know, all the people that work in the store have a very decent knowledge of art supplies. And if you like aren't sure what exactly you need, they'll make great recommendations for you as well. I'm always asking questions when I go in there, mostly because I just want to buy new shit and I don't know what it is. Not technically true. Oh man, it would be amazing if there was like, you know, an art store sale where it's like you could fill your cart with whatever. And, you know, it's sort of a fight to the death of who's going to get the most art supplies. Because it's like, you know, whatever you can fit in your thing, you get for $100 or something like that. Which, you know, reaching $100 at an art store is very easy to do. Yeah, they do, John. My poor husband has had some pretty intense sticker shock or receipt shock when I'm done at the art store. All right, so here is the liquid Frisket. And this is just protecting certain areas of her skin and hair from the dark blue paint that I am going to now add onto this piece. And I'm so happy that I went to the art store because I bought some more dark blue paint. I was out. So all is fantastic. I can't recommend the art store enough. 8 here and 10 there as a, right? True, I do have a affiliate link for Olo markers. I'm very excited. It's the same with fabric or sewing accessories. Interesting. Okay, so I think this stuff is dry enough. It dries really quickly. The Schmincke one dries faster than the Daniel Smith, which is what I owned last time, and I didn't like it. Genius Garfield, thank you so much for the follow. All right. Nokomis' Sky. D-Dog, possibly you were here when I was working on the line art for this one. So yes, I did the pencils and well, probably mostly just the inks of this page on live stream, and now I'm gonna start painting it. I had to set all of my DiVinica pages aside to work on other stuff, but now I'm back to DiVinica, so that's probably why this one seems familiar. And good memory. Yes, that's true. It's also similar to the other hair-raising picture. Hair-raising. Yes. All right. So for the background of this piece, now it's going to, I want Nokomis, this center full body shot right here. I want this one, for her to look like she herself is the moon, you know? So think the moon's glow on a starry night sky is what I'm going for, excuse me, with her body here. So the blues need to kind of taper out into a lighter blue as they get close to her. And so I think I'm going to go with this blue, 492 and 485, which is my favorite. But I want to put like a, you know, galaxy foofy something somewhere. I don't want it to just be like, here, have yourselves some blue, like pie in the face. So, I want to put some magenta or purple into the sky as well. Easily forgettable. Hello. Never shop for laser materials or vinyl cutters. Sorry. Yes. Okay. D-Dog, that is this page. Here we go. This page. And so this page is the page before this one. Oh my God, did I put the wrong date, Juan? I'm a fail as an individual. I'm sorry. So I actually have this page still on board because the bottom of her dress here is supposed to be turning into the colors of the night sky that are on this page. So that's why I still have this one on board, because once I'm painting this one, I need to quickly add the paint here. It's supposed to be this Friday, so tomorrow at noon is when the auction book will go live. It says the 11th. I'm so sorry. I must have looked at the calendar wrong. That's definitely my fault. Oops. Big oops, oops. I'm a failure, Juan. It does, D-Dog. Look at you and your amazing memory. I'm so impressed. Oh, did I actually say next week? Because it says the 11th. And what date is it today? Oh, yes. I'm a week ahead. Oh, man. I'm sorry. I'm a fail. It is. It's at 12 p.m. tomorrow. Summer, I screwed up. No, I am definitely wrong. I make so many mistakes. Yesterday was really embarrassing. Usually I'm pretty good about being embarrassed. I can handle it. But oh my God, I was so embarrassed that I was literally that lame. Oh boy. How embarrassing. Okay, so let's plan the colors here. I know. Oh, okay, Summer. Well, thank you for being able to interpret my, what I meant to say. You read what I meant to say as opposed to what I actually did say. And thank you guys for reading my emails. You are the sweetest. I'm sorry I'm so long-winded. Pre-advertising, yes. Hearts and love to you, Summer. Thank you, hun. So I don't actually like this brush very much, which is unfortunate. It costs $45. Jesus. But It really, really holds paint, so I'm gonna do the first wash of color with this one. Not color, just water. I did fill the fingers, yes. Yeah, really expensive. These ones are much cheaper. I really like them. So these are the ones that I use now. It is not the only helpful thing, Devin. You are so incredibly helpful all across the board. I heart you so much. Okay. You're the best one. Okay, so, I probably prematurely filled the page, unfortunately, but I need to refill my blue. So this blue right here is 485, which I bought more of, 485, and I'm going to start filling my little cubby holes with tube paint. I don't travel with this thing, so I'm not worried about it seeping out or getting all over the place. I like the organization of this, but I don't like having to get enough pigment. So this is kind of the perfect little bit. You definitely read it in her voice. Thank you guys. You're so sweet that that doesn't irritate you. Okay. We're going to start with some of this in the background. And the way that I'm going to be... I lost my blow dryer again. It fell behind my desk. The way that I'm going to be handling this is the sky is going to have tons of stars in it, and the stars are going to start accumulating and forming her hair here. So I'm going to lose my lines there, but that's okay. What I should have done is filled those with colored pencil, but I didn't think about it till just now. And I think I might have to do half the page first and then do the next half of the page second. So doing it in 2 sections. You're so kind, Baron. What do you do with acrylic paint drying out in the pubes? In the tubes. You know, I haven't had that issue with acrylic paint yet. I am not an acrylic paint user very much. I am far more of a watercolor and oil person, but not even so much oil. I'm very much a watercolor user. So I haven't run into too much acrylic paint issues, but I do keep all of my paint tubes in, I think that they're water, what is it called? Airtight jars, I think. So I think that helps a little bit. That was funny. Okay, now I want to go to a lighter blue. You know, I'm tempted by these two over here. Maybe this one right here. So 481. 481. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, what is that? Like an eyelash. A little bit too strong. Now we're working down here. Okay, now I'm getting a bit more of the darker color, and I'm gonna place it in all around here, and I'm just gonna let it kind of spread out all on its own. It's all good. It's funny, the hushy. Never worry about stuff like that. Kevin, hello. Welcome to the stream. Tonight we are drawing the goddess Nokomis. Well, we're painting her, actually. This is an interior page for DiVinica, issue 6. So I do want the top here to be pretty dark, and then it gets lighter as it goes down to the base of the paper or the page. So I'm going really dark here because it needs to allude to the night sky. So I do want there to be quite a bit of, you know, dark tones. But I'm okay with it being cloudy-like, you know? So the little, you know, blooms of paint are what I want here. See, like that. And these blues are definitely ones that dry quite a bit paler. So I'm trying to keep that in mind too, so that the the pale tones aren't surprisingly pale. You know, so I'm going a little bit more saturated than I maybe would want to normally, but I know what this will probably look like when it dries. So that's why I'm kind of trying to compensate for that a little bit. Maybe I'm going to go a little bit, I'm either going to go, no, I was going to say I'm either going to go like pale yellow down here at the bottom, or I'm going to go more purple. Yellow will not be a good idea to add on top of blue, so I'm kind of nixing that idea before it gets any further in my head, because I don't want green down here. I want something warm and pretty. So I'm thinking to go a little bit purple down here, and then the yellow of the candle will pop. Gotta move that. Yes, it does just glide off. It's really wonderful. Okay, so I want to add some purple. I think I'm going to go for, it's either this one or this one. Maybe this one, 472. I need to refill it as well. Who are we kidding? I am going to go purple. And purpley blue, because it's going to mix into the blue and look all pretty like. And then her shirt is purple over here, down at the bottom of the page, so it'll be a nice transition into that purple. Bring in some warmth. Kevin, watercolor and Copic watercolor is far easier for backgrounds. So I always use watercolor. Okay, always is a strong term, but for interior pages, I use watercolor first, and then I do Copic on top of that. I use Copic for the skin. I use Copic to kind of enhance and do the shades and tones, but the base is always watercolor, even with the skin. I'll just enhance it with the Copic marker. So to answer that, hopefully a little bit more clearly and concisely, I use both, but for big areas to fill, watercolor is far easier and faster. Copic marker is more small detail work that it's good for. Not too great when it comes to big areas. Satana punchline on purple background stocked it. Yeah, I really do. Not so much anymore. I'm sorry, Summer. Yes, they do, Kevin. They blend really nicely, and really what it is they don't affect each other. That's what I really love about the mixture of Copic marker and watercolor together, is they kind of work on the page well together, but they don't do anything to one another. Like Copic marker doesn't really pick up watercolor. Watercolor doesn't pick up Copic marker. They basically just mind their own business, but work as a team, if that makes sense. Sometimes I leave it in pencil, but for these pages, anywhere that I did leave it in pencil, like there is a very light pencil drawing of a bird here, and I left it in pencil because I didn't want it inked. But no, everywhere else I ink. I use a mixture of black line or dark brown line, sepia, or gray, and I use Copic multi-liners for that. There's kind of a little bit of a mix of everything. And see, I don't have to be careful now because she's masked. And so it helps me be able to go quickly around the borders of a character without worrying that I'm going to, ruin something. because really the essence of watercolor, especially when you're filling a whole page like this, is it's amazing. You can get so much done so quickly, but you got to move fast because once it dries. Now also bear in mind, I live in Calgary, which is really dry. So watercolor does dry quicker here than maybe it would in a more humid climate. But yeah, you got to move fast. And so having this area masked out, like, look, I can do this on it and it doesn't, nothing is going to happen. That'll just wipe right off. As Rob put it so well, you can go faster if you have protection. And then here, maybe you'll start to be able to see a slight ghosting of the bird lines, and that's because the water here, some ripples in the water, and the bird itself, I did line them in white colored pencil. So this is the brand that I use if I don't want it to get picked up by the water. It's the Caran d'Ache Luminance colors, and they are wax-based, so the water is just going to sit on top of them, really. And so I use that, and I'm just hoping that I'm going to still be able to see a little bit of the bird so that when I go to paint it, I'm not totally lost and having to redraw it. That would suck. And I do want it pretty dark where the bird is so that you can really see the bird smoke lines really popping out from the image. Yeah, so you can kind of see a little bit of a hint of the bird lines, which is good. I wanted that. Need it. It does sort of blend if it feels like it. Now, you know, I will tell you guys straight up, I am not a watercolor professional. I watch some things that true watercolor portrait artists and watercolor, you know, flower artists and people that have really made watercolor their profession. They are far more professional with it, and they have mastered a lot of the things that I just have not been able to master, and in a lot of ways I'm kind of like, meh, I don't care, I'm gonna switch to Copic now because this is getting messy. You know, I'm using it kind of to help me accomplish what I need to accomplish, but I personally am not a professional watercolor painter, if that makes sense. A little bit, yes, I am. It's true, Tony. Okay, that's a little darker than I wanted, so I'm just going to pull that out a little bit. I'm going to push the darker blue up towards the top and take a little bit of lighter blue and mix it down here. I'm painting with hopes and dreams, my friends. I'm painting with the hope and the dream that this actually looks good because, you know, I really don't want to have to redraw this and repaint it. So, you know, I'm desperately hoping in my heart that this will not turn into a giant disaster. Do I have any tips on how to draw fur? My goodness, I don't know. I would say, honestly, Juan, less is more with the lines. You almost more, in my opinion, you want to give the impression of fur without completely drawing all the fur, if that makes sense. Almost focus more on the outline of it as opposed to the individual fibers. Hopefully that makes sense. Absolutely. That is true, Rob. There are many ways to accomplish that. That would just be, I guess, my style of doing it. So I want it to get light kind of on the horizon, and then the water to take on a little bit more depth, so that when I go in and put the water ripples in there, they'll show up. And I'm gonna have to climb under my desk again to get my blow dryer. Hey, I'm not trying to be hypocritical. I spend half the time in my head being like, don't go too detailed. Don't go too detailed. Stop. Stop. And I can't always do it. Hana Soul, hello. Welcome to the stream. Happy Thursday. All right, so this is where we're at right now. I would like to dry this off and hopefully go into round 2 and get even more tone in there, start getting contrast. As you can see, some of this is drying a little paler than I wanted. So I need to dry this now and do another batch of another coat, basically. Because if I try to add it in now, it's all going to be uneven layers of paint, and I don't want any more water lines than I have. Let's put it that way. No banging for this one, Hanu Soul. It is a starry night sky. I can't bang it. All right, one moment. I'm just going to get my blow dryer that I dropped. Go. All right, cover your ears. Thank you, Keeman. I would like more saturation. I may become very scared and I will do the saturation with Copic marker, but we'll see. actually don't want this area to be dark, so I'm going to just pick that up. Ah! Sorry. Sorry. Alright, time to start pressing into the paper so that I can hopefully flatten it out while it's still a little bit wet. Alright, it's starting to flatten out, which is really great. All right. Sorry, that was a long one. You know what I'm going to do before I do any more painting is I'm trying to decide what to use. I literally might actually activate this pen. So I bought this yesterday or the other day when I went to the art store. It's an acrylic paint pen. And I might fill some of these areas with acrylic paint and just hope that it doesn't get ruined and picked up. Just have to take the tag off. All right, so this is an acrylic paint marker. Because I'm losing the bird lines, and that is not super great for me. So I'm just activating the acrylic paint. And I'm gonna No, I'm not gonna do this in acrylic paint. I'm gonna do the water in acrylic paint though. I can kind of barely see the pencil lines down here. That I'm not going to do in acrylic because the lines are too sharp. So I'm going to do that in colored pencil and just hope I don't lose my lines. But here I'm going to do white acrylic because I want it to be white. Agua com gas. Thank you so much for the follow. That will be fixed, Hanu Soul. It won't be there pretty soon. Alright, so that's just the basic of the water, and it's mostly because I'm losing my lines there, and I can't even hardly see them now, so I just took a wild guess. And then here with the bird, I'm gonna do the basic again. I can barely see. What I see is what you see, so that's all there is, but I need to be able to see the bird a little bit better than this. And I'm losing all the lines. So I'm just trying to get in a little bit more. The bird is supposed to look a little bit smoky, so I'm not gonna be detailing it out a ton. I probably should have done a little bit of paint on that. You know, some of the masking film. So live and learn for next time. I should have masked that out. Brandy, hello, love. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Where is my paintbrush? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I feel that the blue needs a little bit, like we need a little bit more dark in here. Like a lot of it needs to be this color up here. It's supposed to be a dark night sky. Sorry, love. So I'm gonna refill this whole side. And I'm going to start with this side this time. This is all just plain water. So the water is, of course, picking up the watercolor. So, you know, that's unfortunate, but in a lot of ways I wasn't exactly happy with the pattern that we had over here. So it's probably for the best. So for starters, I'm going to grab some of the lighter blue and saturate all in here a bit more. And then grab the darker and pull that in a bit. So I need a lot of dark up here. And I'm going to keep it more out to the exterior of the piece. And then along the edges, I'm pulling in the lighter blue tone that I'm using, and I'm kind of blending it along the edge. I'm going to lose the bird again. Damn it, I'm just going to have to redraw him. Yes, the bird is gone again, unfortunately. All right, so now I've rinsed off my brush, and I'm going to start applying the bright blue. And I'm mixing the bright blue along the edges. And then I've just got clear water, and I'm pulling the clear water along and taking it all the way down. And then here I'm going to start adding in more purple. I want a little bit more saturation down here. Oh yay, it's not sticking to the acrylic paint. Happiness. So under the highlights would be the deepest shadows in the water. So I'm adding more purple under those deep shadows. Oh guys, I hope this page works. I'm gonna be so sad if I fuck it up. D-Dog, welcome back. Okay, now I'm getting some of that blue. So this is my lighter blue tone, and I'm mixing it in a few of these places because I love that navy blue color that I use. I love it so much. The one catch with it though is it sometimes can dry a little bit gray. So I have to do an underpaint, undertone with another more saturated, brilliant color, and then it'll kind of all come together nicely, I feel. So here, just mixing it in a little bit. I need to get an even saturation of water on the page. And I'm going to try not to mess up all the color that's already there because I'm quite happy with that upper background tone. Because it also, you know, it can kind of look like a stormy cloudy night sky. And I don't necessarily want to ruin all of that, but I do want more saturation. Okay, now I'm going to get some lighter blue again and fill this area with the lighter blue. We're going to dab, dab, dab. And let these kind of come out into little like blooms and floral-esque, but also cloud-like patterns. Yes, it's looking better. We're seeing some minor improvement, I think. Joyanne, hello! Welcome to the stream. See you later, Summer. As slightly terrifying as it is to make the page so dark like this, I need to, because stars is a massive element of this page, and stars are not going to stand out if they, aren't visible. Cozy Art, hello! Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the raid. Yay! Cozy, please feel free to post your links and everything that you would like us to see. And welcome, everyone. Today I am back on interior pages. I am a comic book artist. I should introduce myself. My name is McTeigue. I am a comic book artist. I do both covers and interiors. The series that I work on interiors is all about goddesses from all different pantheons of mythology, and their tales are woven together through our lead character DiVinica, who is trapped in a world without time. And it's an amazing story, and I'm being a little bit cryptic about it because most of it will be explained in the issue that I'm working on right now. Right now I am painting the interior page that focuses on the goddess Nokomis, and she is a moon goddess, and so I am going to have this basically as a silhouette. Think of a human embodiment of the moon. So that's why she's masked out right now. I'm painting the background in watercolor, but I will do mixed media as I work through the image. So I have liquid Frisket on all of the characters right now so that I can get the night sky in there. Oh, yay, everyone, please feel free to, number one, follow Cozy Art on Twitch, and he just put his Instagram link. Please go follow him there, too. What were you working on today? So maybe I'm going to do a little bit more navy blue in here. Let's just get a few more little situations happening. So while the paint is wet, I'm Just trying to bump up the saturation a little bit. There's going to be a ton of stars in the sky, so that's kind of why I'm going pretty dark here. But hopefully as we work through it and I get the stars in, it'll look better. Oh, Rob, thank you so much for posting his link into Facebook. You're awesome. He is the best for Star Wars stuff. So true. I'm kind of trying to keep it from drying too unevenly. Oh no, I got myself into a bit of a problem there. I have a valley situation. All right, we're gonna blow dry again. Yes, the Hushy. I'm working on Arch's paper. Okay, now I'm just pushing down while the paper is still damp to get rid of the warps. So I'm working on Arch's hot press watercolor paper. Hello, Rose Dessa. Haggis. I did get rid of the old flaming version. Okay, so my paper is flat again. I'm happy about that. I'm going to start putting some splatter in acrylic in the sky to start getting stars in there. And then the stars are going to then turn into her hair. More of an illustrated book artist than a comic one, in my opinion. Okay, so first things first, I am going to get out my favorite splatter ink, and I'm going to get out my splatter brush, which I have right here. Look at me and my fancy self with my fancy brush. All right, so in my opinion for this page, because it's all about starry skies and all of that stuff, I think that, well, she's the moon goddess, and this whole page is about starry skies. Well, at least in the art. And so, oh God, I'm not going to be able to get this open. That's awesome, Cozy. I may not be able to get this opened. I'm going to have to put it in a different jar. This is such a cool jar, but it's really difficult to get open. Yay, got it. All right. So, here goes. So I'm trying to go straight down because I don't want directional splatter brush stars. I'm not trying to draw, you know, like shooting stars here, and that can happen when you do it at an angle. So I kind of learned that through observing some of my previous pages and being like, oh shit, it looks more like, you know, speed lines or something. And what's so nice about using one of these brushes is that they end up coming out in a bunch of different sizes, and that looks, you know, it looks more like stars. It looks more believable, I think. Yes, you gotta aim the splatter. There we go. Nice starry sky with no, and you know, I think there would be tons of stars. She is in a time where there was no, what is that called? Like light pollution? Thanks, the Hushy. Okay, now right here is going to be star accumulation going into the solid state of her hair down at the bottom. So, you know, there's going to be more stars here, but I'm going to need to mask that out because I want it to cover some of the the sky. So I intentionally painted a lot of the sky. Well, like, her hair is starting at the top of the page is what I'm trying to explain. And it's in the starry night sky that I'm making it look like the stars are kind of all funneling into her hair. So I probably will paint a bit more into her hair once I remove the mask, so that I have a bit more of the night sky to work with going further down. But for now, I just want these stars to dry. And then we'll start working on Nokomis and painting her skin and all of that stuff. But I have a dirty white finger. I need to go wash my brush. I know, I'm the worst. I'm so sorry. I am the most unclear human. I want a few little tiny stars down here. There we go. All right. So I feel that the line is a little bit too stark right here in the watercolor. So I might need to blur that in, or I will go with, I'm going to go with Copic just to fill that in a little bit. But yes, I'm happy with it so far. It's working out pretty good. So now I just need the acrylic paint to dry, and we'll move on to the next thing. Good night, Allie. I hope you sleep well. All right, I'll be right back. Just cleaning my brush, cleaning my hand. Okay, I have a clean brush. All right. Thank you, and thank you for letting me know, Philip. You are awesome. Much love to you. Thank you, thank you. All right, so this is not completely dry, and I need it dry so that I can remove the mask over Nokomis' face. So I'm just going to make sure it's dry here. Okay. Tonight is mac and cheese. It's all right, just need to answer my son. All right, so this is my little eraser thingy that I bought, and it's specifically for removing masking film. So here we go. Hopefully it all comes off nice and easy, and then it's just kind of these little rubber eraser shaving style things. That's right, the Hushi. I do have to put this over inked stuff. Me too. I'm always afraid as well, Rob, that it's gonna like pull up all my lines, even though they are inked. You know, this thing is rough, and the that liquid Frisket is scary. I'm always afraid that it's gonna ruin something. But yeah, it seems to work rather well. The other one that I had though, once I put that stuff on, it would turn the paper a little bit yellow, and it would never take watercolor very well after that. You know, like I couldn't mask something and then consider that paper fresh paper to paint on. It just never quite worked after that. This stuff works really, really well, so I'm, you know, it could be famous last words. I may try painting on Nokomis and it won't work, but I have high hopes because up until this point, I haven't had any issues like that, so thankfully it works. Does it come off pretty easily? Yes. Or do you have to rub to get it all off? I do have to rub pretty hard to get it all off, but yes, it comes off easily, and it seems to be pretty gentle on the paper. I haven't had any issues with like, because watercolor paper is a little bit more delicate. Like you don't want to go over watercolor paper too much with an eraser. It'll even start to pull up the fibers, and then it absorbs the watercolor differently. So I have to be careful with that, but so far I haven't had many issues at all. I'm just now I'm kind of trying to be careful about it, because what if this just goes terrible? Yes, the Schmincke Liquid Frisket is the best one I have personally encountered. Good evening, Matthew. I'm doing great. How are you? Mose, hi. All right, so I'm gonna paint into her hair a little bit here because of course I don't want such a stark transition right there. I want the transition point to be a little bit more fluid. So I am going to paint into it a little bit now. I guess I just painted up a little bit too high. So now I've just taken clear, clean water from my other jar. I have 2 jars of water that I keep running at the same time so that, you know, if one gets really dirty, I can just switch to the other one. Now, as you can see, it's starting to pick up some of that dark paint. Not my favorite, but, you know, we can live with it. Thank you, Dragus. There we go. That's really all I need because it's going to be you know, painted over with white acrylic, so I'm happy with that. All right, now we get to move on to her skin, the fun part. Whoop, whoop. All right, so Nokomis' skin is a little bit darker than Aphrodite's, for instance, even though I did go pretty tan on Aphrodite, because I like that. But Nokomis, my base tone of watercolor is going to be a little bit more intense. And here I did use colored pencil as well. So I kind of do 3 levels, right? 3 levels of paint or color. I do watercolor, then Copic, then colored pencil on top for anywhere that I feel it needs a little bit more oomph. So, unfortunately, I should have done this when I went to wash my paint fingers, but I need to be right back because my water is like this, and I can't exactly mix skin tone in with that. Oh no, sorry, car collector. I'll be right back, you guys. I know there's so many hold pleases, but you know, I don't have very much desk space, and this is the situation. I'm back. Fresh, clean water. Because skin tone is not something I'm trying to mess with. Thank you, the Hushy. That's so kind of you. All right. So, skin tones. I keep a couple palettes that are sort of my work in progress tones, and I have one that has most of my skin tones, so I just need to grab that one. What a mess. All right, this is my skin tones palette. If you can make sense of the nonsense. So, yes, whoop whoop to the clean water. Okay, and I'm just going to add a little bit of pinky tone into it. And then I'll sometimes add a little bit, just a hint of purple for any shadowy areas. All right, so there are my skin tone colors. And I'm just going to do one basic wash in watercolor, and then I switch to Copic and colored pencil. It's just more, no hate on watercolor, but I'm not very good with like all the shades and shadows, because while I love this kind of watercolor patterning for backgrounds, I hate it on skin. I'm just feeling to make sure I didn't miss any spots on her face, because I can't quite see it, but I can feel the masking film. So I'm doing wet on dry right now, and it looks like it's taking the watercolor pretty well. So yeah, the Schmincke masking film is by far the best that I have encountered as far as any masking film, including the masking film that you cut, you know, like the plastic frisket that you can put over your papers. I like it more than that too. I'm just taking a clean brush, picking up some of the excess, or pushing it into areas that would be more in shadow. So watercolor makes these like little dots and bumps, but they seem to flatten out when the piece is finished or when it dries. So I'm not too concerned about them. That's awesome, Rob. So I went over the line with blue a little bit right there, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to try to pick some of it up. And I tried to clean up the edge a little bit. Am I in a snowstorm? No, I don't think so. I haven't looked outside in a long time, though. How did it go with the fur, Juan? Did you get it? So I basically use watercolor as my first pass of color, and it's essentially the highlight. So it's where I will paint around and use the paper as the highlights. Nebula Eyes, hello, thank you for the follow. So then Nokomis has a purpley top, so I'm going to put that in. And yeah, it's happening. So in a couple minutes I will switch to Copic marker and keep working on her skin. You think I sent that -40 down there? I am so sorry, Tony. Yeah, we are not having -40 weather at the moment, which is great. I'm not sure. I'm taking a break. Probably be done with it tomorrow. It's amazing how much art you're blowing through so quickly, Juan. Mad impressive. All right, I'm gonna give this a quick hit with the blow dryer. Have a good one, what's your fan art? Yay, I can't wait, Juan. Astral, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Okay, I need my Copic. You know what I can do? Oh my god, you guys. I can finish this page. Do you want me to finish this one in the last few minutes we have, or do Copic skin tone on Nokomis? Because the way it works, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see the whole thing. The way it works is that These two pages are one right after the other. I don't know that they're actually on the same spread. They might be. I need to check into that. But it's this page in the comic book, and then it's this page. So my idea, well, JP Roth's idea, is to take some of the night sky from this one and have it flowing into her dress here. So it kind of brings the two pages together. I know it all makes sense and was intended, but the way the colors feel with the chrome intertwined one. Chrome intertwined. Oh, okay. Yay, that's good. All right. So I have one vote for the space one. So maybe if anybody else wants to chime in, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and do the space one since I'm in that headspace right now. The Hushy says space. Okay, so we're going to do the space one. And I'm going to mask out this spot right here. Good one, Rob. So I'm not going to go all the way over to Aphrodite. So that's why I'm not masking out Aphrodite right now. I'm just masking out the candle. Well, what I'm doing is I'm going to work on Nokomis' face and skin, but I can always do that tomorrow. And if I do, I'll try to film it so you guys can see. And I'm going to take the sky tones and mix them into her dress here. You know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to follow my lines here from her dress in white acrylic. Oh, sorry, there's a weird glare on her face. There we go. Sorry, Dragus. Boy, I've been dying to finish this page. It's been sitting, I guess, since October, like Devin said, waiting for me to do this and to figure out which paints I was going to use for the Nokomis page so that I could tie them together and be done. The camera is not focused very well. Okay, let me try to move it a little bit. And yeah, I do have the focus off a little bit because I've usually zoomed out a bit more. Let me fix it. Thank you, Brandy. Okay, sorry it's dark. There we go. We're dealing with some glare because I did use colored pencil on this part of the page, so sorry about the glare. It's going great, Ryan. Welcome to the stream. So I'm getting this inked in white first because I'm going to be putting like starry night sky situations here. And I do want to make sure that I don't lose my lines. The paint does, it's not like a masking film where the paint just doesn't stick to it at all. It does stick a little bit because I did the same thing with acrylic here. And see, it has toned it a bit, but it's enough that I'll be able to see my lines and make any adjustments if need be. Awesome, Ryan. Right now I am using a Molotow acrylic paint marker. In my opinion, I mean, I say Molotov. It's M-O-T-L-O-W. I'm not sure what they, how they pronounce it. These tend to dry out pretty bad in my opinion, so I just bought a new one and I'm glad I did because I needed it right now. All right. There we go. I'm just going to hit that with the blow dryer really quickly. Cover your ears. Thanks, Keeman. And Sherlock's been doing great. Thank you, Adam Glitch. All right, so I'm actually just spraying this with water because I want it to have a little bit of that speckle appearance. So, I'm hoping that that will kind of help with that speckly look. Let's see. I want it to look like the starry night sky of the following page is creeping into this Aphrodite page. I have not done that yet, Dragus, but I do have a couple images that I've done in oil paint. And yes, I plan to cover them in Gamvar, which is it's a Gamblin colors varnish for oil paintings. I think for the most part it's used for oil paintings. So I bought some. I finally got a brush to actually apply it, and I'm gonna try it. But for any other pieces that I've done, I have not coated them in anything. Okay, I'm just gonna get a little, I think this is the color that I used. No, it's not. Never mind. Yikes, yikes. It must be this one. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of the turquoise that I used previously for her dress, and I'm going to blend it into the blue a little bit. All right, and now comes the dark blue. I'm going to make it kind of follow the pattern or the folds in her dress. Hopefully just to kind of make it look like her dress itself is turning into the starry night sky. And it'll lead your eye off the page and into the next page. Now, I'm being fancy. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the lighter blue. Good night, Summer. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was great to hang out with you today. Have a wonderful evening. Okay, I'm grabbing a little bit more turquoise. That's a little bit too strong. Okay, and I need to go darker here. Timeless Echo, hello, welcome to the stream. All right, I'm gonna grab just a little bit of a wet, clean brush to try to soften out those edges right there. I didn't care for how kind of rough it looked. All right, something kind of like that, and oh my God, I hope it's not bleeding up into the next panel. Please don't. I'm gonna try to pull that away a little bit. Oh, wow. Sorry about school being canceled. All right, I can't blow dry this because it's not dry enough and it's just gonna go everywhere. So I'm gonna leave that for now. Oh, please don't go under the page. I'm so worried. So once that's dry, I'm going to do the same starry situation here so that it looks like the stars are coming into the Aphrodite page as well. And then this one will finally be done. Hip, hip, hooray. It sure does, Rob. Unfortunately. Please dry. Maybe I'm going to try just really, really far away to expedite this because it would be so nice if I could get the stars on here and declare this page finished with you guys today. well put, Rob. Gotta be careful over here. I'm being careful. It can't bleed on the boobies. David, hello. I'm super bummed. It's too light. That doesn't look like a night sky. It does down here at the bottom, but this is where the page is going to get cut off. I need to put it higher. Trying again. We've got to add more saturated blue. And it's got to come higher. Okay, and I'm going to put a bit more saturated blue. All right, and then I'm going to just dab into it a little bit to lighten up a couple little spots, but not too much because I you know, my problem right now is not enough saturation and not enough dark colors. So I just want to make it look nice, but have enough saturation. I was fine here though, so I'm staying away from her boobies. Yeah. So now I'm going to put the star splatter in here, just in the corner. Oh my goodness, it's like literally almost time for me to go. Let's see if I can dry this up real quick. Clean some of that off. See you later, Jeff. I'm almost done, I promise. Okay, I'm gonna get the stars in right away. We're gonna just hurry past ending time real quick. I'm just gonna cover that with that and cover her. All right, put some weights on it. Okay, let's get the starry night sky in there. Yes, it's because I banged the camera. Sorry. Okay, so it's just this teeny weeny little spot right here. But getting the stars in here is super important to the whole piece. So I want more concentration, of course, further into the corner. I know it's time for mac and cheese. I'm going to have to run soon. There we go. So it's just turning into a starry night sky, and that's all it needed. Dirty finger. Yes, a little bit over time. I'm not going to be able to raid tonight because I literally have to run and get dinner cooking. I have two very hungry boys coming home from sports and gym, so gonna go get food on. Guys, today was fun. Tackled at least the beginnings of a page that I've been scared of for months, literally. Let's just check and see what the damage is under here. I can't thank you all enough for hanging with me. All right. Oh, shit. So I have some fix-up I need to do. Damn it. I can do that with gouache or acrylic paint. Bummer. Oh, well, it happens. Thank you all so much for hanging with me tonight. It has been a fun one. Some things were fixed, some things were finished, and some things were ruined. I'll fix it. And here's the other page that we got started on. And I will see you all on Sunday for more arting. Not sure what, but we'll figure it out then. I love you all. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for hanging with me. And yes, there is indeed a auction happening tomorrow. I'm sorry that I got the dates wrong. Yes, very much so, Rob. Unfortunately. Love you all. Have a good one. Big hugs and kisses. And thanks again to everyone who also came to my coffin interview. You guys are the best. Love you. Goodbye.